Okay, let's get started. We're doing a deep dive today into Daniel chapter 2. It's really quite an amazing text.
It really is. It maps out this incredible sweep of history, of empires, all starting from one, well, terrifying moment in Babylon.
Right, that's our mission here, to unpack the history and the prophecy packed into this single event.
And it kicks off with King Nebuchadnezzar, pretty early in his reign. He has this dream that deeply shakes him up.
But here's the twist. He wakes up and he can't remember what it was, just the feeling, the terror.
Exactly. So he calls in his usual advisors, the Chaldeans, sorcerers, magicians, the whole lot.
And he gives them this absolutely impossible task, not just tell me what my dream means, which, anyone could probably bluff their way through.
Right. He says, you have to tell me the dream itself first, and then interpret it.
Talk about pressure and the penalty for failure. Death for all of them.
Which crucially included Daniel and his three friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. They were suddenly facing execution for something they had nothing to do with.
It's almost like a test the king set up, maybe without even realizing it.
I think so, because the Babylonian wise men, their whole system was based on, well, earthly techniques, divination, magic, trying to read signs.
Stuff that the God of Israel explicitly forbids. They had no connection to the source needed for this.
Precisely.
Yeah.
They couldn't just, pull the king's forgotten dream out of thin air. Their failure proved their methods were just tricks, not real insight.
So, faced with this death sentence, what does Daniel do? Does he panic? Try to negotiate?
No, his reaction is immediate and faith-driven. He goes straight to his friends.
Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah.
Yes. And they pray together. Their strategy wasn't political maneuvering. It was complete reliance on God to reveal this secret thing, as the text calls it.
And it works.
It does. God gives Daniel the dream, the whole vision during the night.
So when he goes before Nebuchadnezzar, does he take the credit? Like, look how wise I am.
Not at all. That's key.
Yeah.
He immediately says, basically, look, this isn't about me. No wise man on earth could do this. It's the God in heaven who reveals mysteries. He showed this to you. It's a direct statement about where true power and knowledge lie. God's authority, not the king's or his advisors.
Okay, so let's get to the dream itself, this giant statue.
Yeah, this immense, imposing figure. But it's made of different materials from top to bottom.
And there's a pattern, isn't there? It starts valuable, then gets less so.
Exactly. But as the value decreases, the hardness or strength increases. This is a fascinating kind of backward progression for human empires.
So the head was gold.
Representing Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar himself, actually. Glorious, rich, but ultimately kind of short-lived in the grand scheme.
Then comes the chest and arms of silver.
That's Media Persia. Lasted longer than Babylon. Militarily strong, silver is harder than gold, but intrinsically less valuable, you could say.
Following that, the belly and thighs of bronze.
Greece. Alexander the Great and his successors. Wider reach, ruled for about 300 years. Bronze is even harder, tougher, but again less precious than silver or gold.
Which leads us down to the legs of iron.
Rome. No question. Iron, the symbol of military might, crushing power. It was the strongest, ruled the longest, and significantly it split. Two legs.
East and West Rome. That division is important, right? Because it leads into the final stage.
It does. The feet, mixed of iron and clay, this represents the age that follows Rome, stretching even to, well, you could argue, our times.
Iron mixed with clay. They don't bond, do they?
Exactly the point. You have elements of that old Roman strength, that iron mixed with something brittle, weak, unable to cohere, nations mingling perhaps, but never truly integrating. Think of that tension between global connection and fierce national identity. It's unstable, weak at the foundation.
And then comes the climax of the dream.
Yes, the most dramatic part.
Yeah.
A stone. But the description is vital. Cut without human hands?
Meaning
It's not a human creation. It's of divine origin. It connects right back to why the Chaldeans' failed human systems have limits. This is something else entirely.
And the stone strikes the statue. Where?
At the weakest point, those feet of iron and clay. And it doesn't just chip it.
No, it
Right.
obliterates the whole thing, right?
Ah.
Gold, silver, bronze, iron, clay, all of it ground into dust, blown away like chaff.
Total destruction of the entire history of human empires represented by that statue. But the stone doesn't just destroy.
It grows.
It grows into a huge mountain that fills the entire earth. This is the kingdom of God established by Christ. It's eternal, incorruptible, and it will ultimately replace all worldly powers.
Wow. Okay, so bringing this all together, what's the core message for someone listening today?
I think the fundamental takeaway is what Daniel himself says later.
Yeah.
God is in control. He's the one who changes times and seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings.
So all the power struggles, the rise and fall of nations we see, it's within his sovereign plan. Earthly authority isn't ultimate.
Not even close. It's delegated, temporary.
And here's something to really think about. Daniel received this incredibly detailed map of world history.
Yeah.
When he and his people were captives, exiled, their world seemed utterly chaotic, their future destroyed.
Right. Powerless, scattered.
So, if God reveals his grand overarching plan for millennia to someone in that situation, what might that say about his awareness, his control over the things in your life, the secret things, the twists and turns you can't possibly foresee?
It suggests a level of intricate care and sovereign knowledge that's hard to grasp, but deeply comforting, isn't it? Even when things look uncertain from our perspective.